Hello, I am Oliver Agagalam, a real estate expert. I'm here today to share a brief story with you. Real estate journey within this short stipulated time. I joined real estate in the year 2024, August 4th to be precise, January 16th, 2026. I must tell you that the journey has been a smooth one, and there are times also where we had rough face, but I must confess it hasn't been that easy. But the positive part of it is what I'm here to share with you on how you can actually use this story maybe to build yourself, use the story to create a system to help yourself as a salesperson. When I joined the real estate company, I had zero knowledge on real estate and how real estate actually works. I only do hear about real estate. Though I was into agency for a few months, normal house rent, shop rent, and all that, but I never rented one for one day. Not because I don't see houses or I don't get persons, but what happens is what I can't really tell. Not until I dived into real estate. I made my first sales in real estate. That was 3 months after I joined the company. But there was something that prepared the sales. That was motivation that I usually get during the classes because I do attend lecture every Thursday, beginning from the day I joined real estate, the week I joined real estate till date. I enjoy attending the classes, the motivation, the teachings, and all that kept pushing, inspiring and motivating me to want to do better. But if there was any reason I joined real estate, it's because I was tired of the level where I was as a person. I needed to get financial freedom. I was tired of living as a man and having nothing to show, advancing in age and no results. So because of that, I was sourcing for what to do, how to break ground financially. Although I've done different things, I've hawked and I've done dry cleaning job. I've actually done a whole lot of things just to see that things get better. But the more you try, the more stressful it gets, and all that without results, nothing changing along the line. But the only thing that changed was just age. But when I joined the real estate industry, I persisted. There was consistency in my attempts to actually make sales and all that, but it wasn't forthcoming not until I made my first sales. And my first sales happened around November 2024, if I'm not mistaken. In October, November 2024, that was when my first sales happened. And that happened to be three plots of land, which was sold for, per plot was around 1.1 million, of which currently a plot of that land is currently worth 3.5 million currently. And so things kept unveiling itself and all that. Speaking to you now, God has helped me. If I haven't sold at all, I've sold over 20 plots of land. I don't want to give you the actual figure. I've sold over 20 plots of land within the space of a year. And you can actually tell that it's not just one day journey. Now, let me share this with you. I notice that what helps me is not just traditional marketing or meeting people. I noticed my lifestyle actually opened door for me. Real estate investment is something that actually requires a huge amount of money. So before people can actually release their money to you and all that, millions of naira, that means they must have trusted you. They must have actually tested you over time to see how trustworthy you are. So that actually is part of what prepared everything. I remember then my first client, I remember there was a time before I became a realtor, there was a time we were talking and I told her about investing, that she should try and invest money into things that she will actually gain from. But I never knew that those things I was saying, not just her, I was telling a whole lot of people, invest. Even when I didn't have up to 50,000 in my account, Most of the people I was talking to then actually may be thinking, oh, this guy might be a secret millionaire. He might have one or two things over there, but not knowing that there are days that I don't even have a cup of Gary to even drink. I'm being honest to you. There are days that you will see biscuit of 10 naira, but you can't afford it. I once went through depression because of financial struggles and all that. But why I'm here with you is to encourage you, to motivate you as a person. That one of the ways you can break ground in your sales is integrity, honesty. You really don't need too much grammar. You really don't need too much vocabulary to sell. The primary thing you need to sell is integrity. People are looking for a reliable person they can actually trust. Most of the people I sell to, sincerely speaking, I don't struggle over it. All I do is chat them up, hey bro, and this, that. And before you know it, in fact, there are people who makes payment on the instant while talking to them. They make payments on the instant. Now let me tell you the truth. Out of all this property that I told that I've sold, frankly speaking, it's only one person that visited the site where he bought from. Only one person out of all who went for inspection, site inspection to see the property. The rest of the people who own property with me today don't even, they didn't bother themselves about going to see the sites to know what the location looks like, if it's a dry land and all that. But one thing about me is this: when I want to sell, I sell exactly what I have. I don't tell you, oh, this place is this, and at the end of the day, maybe when you visit the place, you now see something contradicting what you were told. So that is one of the things I know that has helped me to propel sales as a salesperson. So in case you are still struggling with selling, if you're still struggling with sales and all that, so it's advisable that you actually um check your value as a person. If you are someone people can count on, if there is any value you have that can actually make people to trust you to the point of releasing millions of naira without being scared of losing their money. Honestly speaking, even you as a salesperson, you wouldn't want to lose your money. Talk more of people who doesn't relate to you by blood. In fact, I have a relative of mine I marketed to of recent, and you know, when you are able to close family members, it's just like being a pastor. Outsiders can easily believe you, come worship with you, but you see, family is always difficult because they know you from the beginning, except when your calling has proven itself. That is where you begin to see family on their own coming into the vision. Do you understand? So I marketed to a relative, and the person was actually like, Oliver, if anything goes wrong with my investment, who do I hold and all of that? I can't even fight you and all that. So because of that, this person didn't actually invest, not because he doesn't have the money, but because he is scared of losing his money. You understand? Because the person feels we are family. If anything goes wrong with an outsider, I can fight the person with everything I have. But for you, will I kill you? So that is part of the experience we also go through in the process as salespersons. So if you're struggling with sales, kindly check your personality, check your self value, if you actually have what can attract those people to you. So just watch out for the next episode of this video. I remain Oliver, and to reach out to me, use the detail on the screen. Thank you.